Greetings, BUSN 1360 software apps for business students. This video is specifically for the L02 section, which is the FLEX2 term of the 2021 spring semester. So welcome! This is me, I'm Dr. McGrory. And just to make you feel at ease, class has not started yet. We have some days before class starts. It starts on March 22nd. But at this time, I'm reaching out to you because you are enrolled, and I just wanted to say hi, introduce myself, and say this is who I am. Okay? So I'm Dr. McGrory. Welcome to this 2021 Spring FLEX2 term. Now, part of reaching out and saying hello to you is I thought that I would just introduce some of the documents that are attached to this email, and that is the class schedule, and I'm just going to introduce you to it. If you're like me and you're one of these people who kind of gets in there early and wants to feel comfortable with the expectations, I thought this might help and put your mind at ease a little bit. So that's what this is about. Now, this document, as well as any handout for our class, is going to always be available to you inside PAWS. But that content for our PAWS class will not be available to you until the term officially starts with the college, and that's on March 22nd. All right? So, what do you need to know about this class? Well, it is accelerated. It's a 6-week class, and a full semester is 15 weeks. So you're kind of double timing it a little bit, okay? You have to go twice as fast. But the good news is this class is going to go by, and it's going to be spring. It's going to be May before you know it. And I also know that a lot of you, this is the last class before you graduate, and so my fingers are crossed for you and just wishing you every success. And if you're not one of those who's about to graduate, then I hope that you will connect with the other students in the class and draw inspiration and encouragement from them, because it does happen. Your hard work really does pay off. So this 6-week class is accelerated. Sometimes you might have to do 2-3 chapters a week. The schedule, which is what this is going to guide you through it. Now, I print this schedule off. I know that's not possible for everyone, but I would ask you to reference it daily, really. In an online class, it's real easy for things to be out of sight, out of mind. I've been an online student before, and I know that that can happen. So I check this schedule every day. I say, what are my people in this 1360 software apps class? What are they doing today? What do I need to make sure they have ready? What grades do I need to be working on for them? You know, do I need to provide a video? So if I'm looking at the schedule, I know as a student you're needing to look at it also, so that you stay on pace. Okay? Now, here's a kind of commonly asked question. Do we meet? Do we ever have to meet? What about tests? Do I have to come to campus? Is there a virtual Teams meeting? No, this is an online class, and so you probably have heard this word asynchronous, meaning we don't meet at the same time. And the feedback that I've got for this class in particular is that it works well. Oftentimes I can make a video just like this to answer questions, to help you with assignments. I already have a lot of videos just waiting for you, so I'm ready to support you. And that means if your prime time for getting work done is 2 o'clock in the morning, and I see students out there working, and I know that you are early birds and late night owls as well, but whatever your schedule is, the class is here for you. We're here for you. I'm here for you. Okay? So through these supports, through this asynchronous communication. So we don't ever meet in a classroom. We do not have virtual meetings. Now, what do you need to know about this schedule and due dates? Well, they're serious. Those due dates are serious. So the class is not self-paced. Many of you in this class, not necessarily everyone, but many of you are pursuing that business degree with a management concentration. And as you've studied management, you know those 4 functions of management: planning, organizing, leading, and controlling, right? Well, planning is key. I know our students are busy. I know you are busy. you've got family, you've got work, you've got other classes. And so that takes an incredible amount of organization. So I put this schedule out here, laying it all out so that you can take this schedule. Maybe you already have a calendar you really like, or maybe you put dates in your cell phone. So when you start to see, ooh, this week is going to be really bad, I may not get the assignment done on time, what I want you to do is, in your mind, it's kind of like you're going to come up with your own due date. You're going to say, I've got to get that done 2 or 3 days early. So where the class may have a due date, you may say, yes, but I must finish before that. I need to finish 2 days before, 3 days before. I'll tell you another thing that's really important about setting that personal due date to avoid missing a due date. You don't want that zero, and that's kind of important, and I get that. But more than that, what if you need help on an assignment? If it's, the night that the assignment is due, then you won't have that time to get help. And I'm here for you. I'm glad to help you, but please help me to help you by backing that due date up in your mind and giving yourself a little extra time. Now, I do reserve the right to change the schedule, but I don't foresee that happening, but a year ago we had COVID and that caused schedule changes. This semester we've had some snow and ice storms, goodness, record breaking, and that caused some issues in other classes. Hopefully we are going to have a nice, couple weeks as we get closer and closer to spring. So I don't foresee any changes there. If something happens, I will definitely let you know. I'm going to email you. So be checking your email, and especially your Southwest email, that pause email. Those are the two that I really communicate with you through. Throughout this semester, and this is just getting ready for us to look at the schedule, we're going to use 2 websites. Now again, that content is not going to be visible to you until March 22nd. Okay, so that's when our class starts. At that point, the first thing you need to do, log in to Pause. Right, eLearn, log in there, start looking around, look at the handouts, look at what I've got out there for you, get comfortable with what's out there. Most of your work is going to be done in Myit Lab, and you're going to like it. You may go, oh yeah, she says that because she's the teacher, but really this Myit Lab is kind of a one-stop shop for the support that you need, and you're going to feel supported as you go through this. And if you're new to computers, I understand it can be a little stressful, and that's why as I've looked at how we were going to teach this course, and I've revised it a lot over the years based on student feedback, I think that I can support you. I think you're going to have a good experience, and Myit Lab, I do think you'll like it. So the instructions to get into Myit Lab are actually going to be in Pause, but I'll tell you this. It's where your book is. And if you're right now saying, do I need to buy a book? Where do I get the book? All those questions you may have about books, you've already bought it. Because when you enrolled in the class, you were charged for all those materials that you need, and they're all digital. It's all online. So your ebook is out there. It's interactive. It's got some embedded videos in it. The assignments, like you'll have a quiz, and then you'll have a simulator. You know how like pilots get into a flight simulator? You may have a game called Flight Simulator where you practice flying. Some folks are big into that. Well, there is a simulator in Myit Lab where you're going to learn. And when I say learn, if you don't know how to do something, that simulator is going to tell you this is exactly how you do it. And then you get to do it. And I mean, it's just like it's taking your hand and guiding you through it. It's going to say click here, click here, click here. So that works out really well. And then when you're ready, you're going to do some work on your computer that you're going to submit into Myit Lab, and it's going to grade it. It's going to give that feedback to you right away. So you'll immediately know, okay, I missed something. I need to fix that. And then you can get it all fixed so that when the due date comes and goes, you got 100, right? I think you're going to like it. But kind of everything's there, your book, and you've already paid for it. When you enrolled in the class, when you registered into the class, you paid about it. More details in the syllabus. I don't want to get into the how-tos, just letting you know. So again, when do you get to see all this good stuff? As I'm making this video, it's about 8 days, so that's March 22nd. Now, don't stop on this first page. This is just an overview. Let's look at the schedule. So this is week 1, and it's a 6-week class, right? So what do you do in week 1? Well, what I would do is on March 22nd, I would go ahead and start looking at the syllabus. Now, you may notice across the top here, I have Wednesday, March 24th. So here's my kind of guide to you. I pretend in my mind, and you can as well, that we have class on Wednesdays. And so that means, of course, you'd have to get all your homework done Tuesday night. So that's kind of how I run the class. So if you know that you would never take a class on Wednesday because there's no way you could get your homework done Tuesday night, that's okay. Just make sure you get it done Monday night before, or Sunday night, or Saturday night. Right? Okay, so this is kind of in your mind. Think every Tuesday, because we've got class on Wednesday, so every Tuesday I need to be getting stuff done. Well, what do I need to do? I need to get in there and look at my syllabus. I need to look at the schedule, a little bit of what we're doing now. I need to go into pause, and I need to get some important information so that I can register into the class. That information is going to be our course number, our course code for Myit Lab, and there's also a code. So everybody gets that code because when you registered into the class, you paid for that access, and that code is going to give you. So it's 2 little pieces, and you'll see that. Of course, here's the link to pause. Now, what are we doing this first week? We're going to jump into Microsoft Word. We're going to look at Chapter 1, just get a big overview and introduction to Word, and then start talking about document presentation. So all of this is going to be in Myit Lab, as you see there. Now, even though I said each week, you can think of things due on Tuesday, well, in this first week, yeah, you do have things due on Tuesday, but I need you to get started a little bit before that. So we start class again March 22nd, and by that Saturday I need you to let me know if you're attending. So the way I do that is I have an attendance quiz. This is the easiest quiz you'll ever take, because just like you sit in class and you say here, right? That's what this quiz is, and you're going to see it in pause, and you get points for it, and you have 3 of them, so you're going to collect easy points 3 times. Don't overlook that. Make sure you do it by the due date. What else are you going to do? Well, you're going to go into pause and introduce yourselves. And I know, graduates, that you like to say that you are in the homing stretch, that you are reaching that destination. I'd love to hear that, and I know others would as well. Again, if you have a little bit further to go, feel free to share that as well. This is meeting your classmates and forming those connections for success. Now, what else? This particular week, you've got 4 things here Saturday, and these first 2 things, are not going to take very long. This attendance quiz, where you're just going to say basically you're here, you're going to introduce yourself in the discussion board, and you need to go ahead and create that username in Myit Lab. So make sure you're getting that course code, make sure you're getting the access code. Course code, access code, and I'll have that for you in pause, okay, so that you create that username and get started. Don't worry about a free trial because you've already paid, right? So don't worry about any of that kind of stuff. Just get in there, and it'll be available to you in Myit Lab. Now, you get an email also from, I think it's like Red Shelf or something like that, and that's just another way to access your book. But the book in and of itself is not everything. Okay, you got to get into Myit Lab so that you can do the assignments and all that. Make sure you're using Myit Lab. All right, and then finally, I'm already giving away bonus points. Oh my goodness, look at that. What kind of softy am I, right? Because you're getting points for this attendance quiz. You're getting points to introduce yourself. You're getting points to just create your Myit Lab username. And then I'm going to have you take a preliminary SLO test. I call it the SLO, Student Learning Outcomes Pretest, because I just want to know where you are when you start the class, right? Everybody comes in with different knowledge. It's based on what your background is, it's based on what your job is, and just your experiences in general. And so I just like to do a pretest, and I give you bonus points as you'll read in the syllabus for doing that. These things will not take you long. Make sure that you are in there and working right away, because we'll start class on Monday, even though I say, pretend class meeting on Wednesday. Soon as the term begins, get in there, be looking at that syllabus, looking at this schedule, start getting comfortable before the pressure, really goes. Now, why do I want you to have that stuff done by Saturday? Because I want you to save the next couple of days. And if you can get done before Saturday, I encourage you to do that, to start working on your first 2 chapters. Remember I said 2 to 3 chapters a week? So here they are. And so by Tuesday, you will already be finishing 6 assignments specifically on Word. There's a quiz. You're going to answer the question to the quiz. You're going to know immediately if you got that question right or wrong. And you're going to read in the syllabus how many attempts you have. You should get a perfect score on that quiz, and that's going to help make sure you're looking at the book, so that you can, that you're picking up on some key concepts. The training simulators, folks, you don't want to miss this. You're going to be asked to click this link. It's going to open in your browser, in your web browser, and in your web browser you are going to be asked to complete a task, and this is all in your web browser because it's a simulator, right? It's like a flight simulator, but this is Word simulator. And if you don't know how to complete that task, and I'll tell you more about this, I'm just trying to give you the lay of the land right now. The how-tos I'll explain later. If you don't know how to do that, there's a little button. It's called Learning Aids, and you're going to click on that. And there's something called practice, and practice is going to say, okay, here's that task that you're working on, here's how you do it, click here, and it's going to wait, and you're going to click there, and then it's going to say, okay, now click here, and you're going to then click there. It's going to say type this, and you're going to type this, and now you know how to do it. Now do it. And so you're going to learn as you go through that simulator. So do you see that you can also make 100 on that? Will it take some time? Yes. So plan that time. Okay, now what about this grader? What's a grader? Grader's a little different. Grader is you are going to open up Microsoft Word on your computer. Now, here's something you need to know, and this is a common question, and it gives students a little trouble. So this is why we're talking about the schedule. If you have a Chromebook, this is not going to work, because Chrome and Microsoft do not get along. You say, so what do I do? You contact the college, and I think there's a button on your dashboard, but I'm going to email this information to you if you don't already have it. And you participate in the college's laptop loan program. So you basically sign up and say, I need to check out a laptop to use throughout this semester, and you'll go and you'll pick it up, and it's going to work. It's going to have the Microsoft Office installed, and you'll be ready to go. Okay, and if you can always ask for technical support if you need that from the college, but you need that laptop. Okay, now what if you have a Mac? Well, there are the instructions do say if you're a Mac person you need to do this. So there are some some workarounds or some ways to support you. But I will tell you this. It's best if you have a Microsoft laptop, and if you get to a step that you cannot complete, then go to a Microsoft Windows laptop, complete those 2 or 3 or 5 steps there. Okay, and then continue working as you would normally. But the one thing for certain that I can tell you is that if you have a Chromebook, then you need to immediately ask for a loan, the laptop loan program, to check out a laptop, because you actually will use Microsoft Word, you're going to use Microsoft Excel, and you're going to use Microsoft PowerPoint. Now you might be saying, but I don't have that software, or I have old versions of that software. But in your syllabus, you're going to see that you can get that software for free because you are a Southwest student. So we got you covered. You're going to succeed. So scrolling down, I'm not going to go through the whole schedule. Let's just look at week 2, and you'll notice we have 2 more chapters. Now you have another opportunity to get some very easy attendance quiz points, and then we're going to work, and look at this, the same type of assignments. So you're going to be getting comfortable up here. You're going to be figuring it out. That's okay. That's okay. And then, by the time you do those 2 chapters, you're going to say, okay, I know exactly what I got to do for chapters 3 and 4. Okay? Now, then we go into Excel, right? And I'm just going to keep going, but see how this schedule has everything laid out, and week by week you're just going to move through it. And I do alert you, and this is another reason to check this document daily, because I'll alert you, okay, we've got 3 chapters due next week, so don't delay, jump in there and get started. And these 3 chapters are PowerPoint. Now a lot of students enjoy PowerPoint. That's kind of a more fun application. So as you're getting maybe a little tired here in week 5, I know it's a lot of work, but I think you're going to enjoy PowerPoint. So we just keep on going, and everything is laid out until we get to summer break, and I know that you'll be ready, and it's going to be here before you know it. It really will. So that's all I wanted to do, is to review the schedule with you. And as you can see, there's a lot more that we have to talk about, and I'll send you another video where I will explain some of this. This was not to say this is how you do it. This was more about saying this is what lies ahead. And just to answer questions, we don't meet in the classroom, and that you've already purchased your digital materials. Okay? Now I'm also going to attach to the email this syllabus. This is our class syllabus, and it's going to just tell you a little bit about what's going on. It explains the textbook a little bit more. It tells you the points, right, so that you can focus in on those. And I'm scrolling down because see where it says detailed explanation of assignments? In this way you can find out, very specifically, what do I need? How do I get started in this? You said I could get Microsoft software. How do I get that? This syllabus is really worth a read, and it's worth clicking on so that you can get comfortable and get set up before the class actually starts. In that way, you hit the ground running, right? No problems. You'll even see here Myit Lab username, some of the things about that, simulations. The graders tells you more about that. I think you're going to find that to be all good news. Test, all that. So it's all right here for you, even tech support numbers, things like that. Okay? And how we handle, this is probably something I want to point out. That schedule is very important because business runs on time, and so do we. So we don't do late work, but you do have a drop grade to support your success. So I hope this helps. I'm going to send these 2 documents, and I do just want to kind of go back and say, I look forward to meeting you. I think we're going to have a great semester. Let me just kind of go back to waving to you. I think you can be successful. I'm here for you. I think it's going to be a great 6 weeks. It's going to fly by, and then it's going to be summer, and it's all good. So I look forward to meeting you and to having you in this class, and thank you very much.